shared on Twitter to like, hey, if you're interested, we want to keep ourselves accountable and ensure everybody gets to the final stage, get in a degree, and is able to complete. Right? They created a WhatsApp group in 2018. And then everybody, I was one of the program assistants, basically supporting the community or managing the community. But when I saw that, I thought of like, hey, why not jump on this group and see what these people are up to? We could also help them probably say, answer any question they need, answer any question they have, and probably provide any solution they may need as they try to engage in the community and try to conclude to get to this goal of reaching nanodegree and probably say securing a slot and achieving probably completing the another degree. And then we joined the group, and I see really passionate amount of people on that group. The group is still active, around like 4 years down the road, or is it like 5 years down the road? The University Scholars Group still active, and like the goal was to get people to complete another degree. We had a lot of I think about 7 to 10 people from that group eventually became part of the 500 people that got now to the scholarship for mobile web specialists, Android development, and what was the other thing? Yeah, mobile web and Android development. Yes, so there were two categories, and then front-end development, and then the advanced Android developers scholarship. So this set of people, we had about 10 of these people who get there, but we have a sizable number of people who completed the challenge course, but we're not eventually selected for the nano degree. But then the goal was still achieved, right? Complete the challenge course, get the nano degree. Not everyone is going to get another degree. We have around then we have over 30,000 people who apply for the same nano degree, and then so a WhatsApp group that can take only 250 people. If you have 10 people from that complete, I think it's a sizable number. It's a good number. We're able to get and then we're able to achieve this goal, right? So this is a group with a goal, and we're able to achieve. For your school group, like a group in your campus, your goal could be probably say get people to all the say computer science courses here, or probably mathematics courses. It could be joining the STEM group to try to help people to improve. Start a STEM group to help people to improve on their science, technology, and mathematics related courses. So it could be a different thing, right? It's a community group. Just have a goal and try to get people that will help you, or probably you help people achieve that goal. So why people start a community in their campus, right? Like what I just mentioned, different people start communities for different reasons. For the University Scholar Group, the goal is to help, is to keep everybody accountable and motivate people to get to complete their challenge course and hopefully get the non-degree scholarship. When people get the non-degree scholarship, they should be able to complete the non-degree scholarship. That was what the goal was, right? That was the reason why I think Lusfulai was the one that started the community. That was the reason why Lusfulai started the community. It was like a basic need, and it wasn't even in campus. It was just a group that we had on WhatsApp, right? We eventually get to meet during the fest and stuff like this. So this is just an example of a reason why people start community, right? And then the goal was simple: connect like-minded individuals. In our case, in University Scholars, the goal is to complete the course, right? The challenge course, and eventually get in another degree. We bring people who got say challenge course invitation to join the group. It was just shared, and people thought, okay, we could join this group and learn from, connect with other people who are interested in the same thing. So you could probably face in a bug, and then you can see somebody who has faced the same bug, since the person is facing this is learning the same thing as what you're learning, right? So that is what it is for one of the reasons why people create communities or people join communities. Second thing is to give people an opportunity to learn from other people. So it's a knowledge sharing opportunity for people who join a community, right? When you start a community, you're giving people the opportunity to learn from other people. They get to share also their learning. There's this saying that says if you want to learn more, teach someone, right? So when people come together in a community, they share what they've learned, what they're learning or what they've learned, and they could probably help people pass through any problem they're facing, right? So it's a knowledge sharing opportunity for people. It's one of the reasons why people start a community. So the third thing is to network, right? people get to know each other. I think for the Udacity, for example, for the Udacity Scholar group that we have, one of the things that really work for us is like we get to probably see when we go to see stuff like community meetups, see a Dev Fest, an Oscar Fest event, a GGG event, or like any sort of event. We try to connect with these people to get to know them. And then we've hosted events like obviously online calls whereby people jump on the call to network, get to know, hey, this is this person, this is what this person does. And then if there are job opportunities, we share because we know people in this group are probably say go-getters. We've seen people change roles, people become engineering managers, people moving out of the country, and then many different, right? But it was an avenue for people to network with each other, know what the other person is up to, what the other person can do, and then share opportunities with these people. Third is to provide support, like I mentioned, like we all know, bugs can be frustrating. You could probably be facing a bug for 3 days. If you get the opportunity to share with other people this problem you're facing, you get the support of these people, and they probably provide solutions for you. They tell you, hey, I was facing the same problem like some time ago, and this is what I did to be able to solve this issue. So I get this like real life support from people. Yes, Stack Overflow is really, really great. But imagine you have a living Stack Overflow. You probably ask question immediately and then somebody answer. I'll probably say somebody was actually facing the same issue and probably writing an article and stuff like this, and the person can share with you, right? So you as a community, as a person who leads a community, we provide this avenue for people to learn, right? To connect with like-minded people, share what they're learning, network with other people, and provide support to people like in real life setting. Like imagine it to be like an emergency setting for people, like obviously an emergency button for people who want to. So what do you need when you want to start a community, right? You're probably wondering, say, okay, what do I need to start a community? Yeah, so there are many different things, right? The most important thing, or the first thing is passion, right? Passion for bringing people together, because like it's very, very hard to bring people together. Like I'll probably say to start a community is very, very hard because like different people have different goals, different people have different needs, right? And then you could probably start a community and then see the first 3 events. I think like I usually mention like your first 5 events will probably be like your friend who knows about like say if this is like a physical event, that's like if it's like a physical community, right? Your first event will possibly be like you, or even in an online event, like where you're probably sharing links to probably say, oh, we're starting this community, jump on this call so that you learn about the community. Probably it could be you and your boyfriend or girlfriend, or probably say your brother or your sister, or probably say your friend. Somebody who knows like how you're very, very interested in this community and starting this community. The person would probably be the second person beside you. And if you have an extra speaker, that will make it 3. And if it is a physical event, say maybe the venue owner or the projector owner who is waiting for you to be done with your event, and he takes his resource, or probably say he collects his money, like you don't chop your money, like that's how it goes, right? So, but only if you have passion for this community, that is the only thing that will keep you going. Like it's very, very important having passion for your community and passion to bring people together. People have different goals. It is your responsibility to make them understand. Like, okay, you probably have like different thoughts about this same community you're starting, and then you have to do the work of explaining to them why they should join this community, or probably see what exactly comes to you, right? Like the passion is very, very important. It's very, very hard to start a community, right? And always want to sustain a community because like people could probably say, you could probably be investing a lot of time, and then you're seeing less number of people taking time to probably see join the community, or probably to make use of the resources that you're sharing, right? So passion is very, very important. Second is interpersonal and negotiation skills. So interpersonal here in the sense that like, okay, you need to be able to talk to people and make them see reason why they should join your community, right? Or probably see why the community will be important to them, or why the community will be helpful for them in their career. Like different people have different reasons. If it's for developer community, if you tell us, hey, this group will be good for us because we have people who are willing to share, and you can also be join the group and probably start sharing your knowledge and learning from other people. Like perfect for us. In campus, people, if you probably explain to people, hey, this community will be useful for you. You learn a lot of things that will be useful for you at the end of the year. Or probably say it will help you in your career. You get to learn the necessary skills that will get you a job after school. People will really tumble for that. One thing that is very important is to be able to set up a good team that will help you work, like say, grow the community. The community is not something that only you can work, but to get people to sign up to be part of your core team to say, invest their time, their energy to try to grow your community or to support your community, right? You have to be very good with people. You have to like at least be able to explain why they should probably say join your community or probably say join your team to be able to hold this. For negotiation skills, you have to understand that like to an extent, right, as you try to as you try to run your community, you will possibly want partnership or probably say sponsorship, especially if it's a physical event, right? If it's a physical community whereby people meet eye to eye, maybe, I don't know, for schools in Nigeria, we've seen cases whereby the department, the probably say the school is not being supportive, right? Some schools are very supportive, some schools are not, right? So you may possibly want sponsors or probably say partners to be able to help you with funds to be able to say rent projector, get a venue for your event and stuff like this. So you need to be able to negotiate with these partners, like on okay, what they stand to gain and what your community can provide for them, right? So negotiation skill is very important. In short, in some situations here, there could be argument of like, hey, we want to learn Android development, right? So the community here, so this set of people want to learn Android development. This other set of people also want to learn Android development, but these ones want to use Kotlin, while these other ones want to use Flutter, right? It is your responsibility to be able to negotiate that, hey, understand this, like, right? We could probably say two tools can exist. We can learn Flutter and then learn Android, right? And then learn, say, Kotlin. Or, okay, this set of people can learn Android, or this set of people can learn Kotlin. You could even have a case where, hey, we think this one is a better speaker, and this other set of people think this other person is a better speaker for like the same talk, for the same topic, right? So you have to be able to negotiate with people and get people to understand that, hey, you have to make compromise, that, hey, this is what we think is, because we even have these two people speak at the same event and stuff like this. Third is you need an analytical mind, right? Ideally, you're supposed to get data of like, hey, what is the event? For example, what is the event that has the highest number of people? So if we're having a talk on web, do we have more people than if we're having a talk on cloud? Or no? If we host this event in the morning, we usually have 10 people join the call. But if we have this call in the evening or probably at night, we have 20 people or 30 people. Over time, you need to be analytical with your decision and then also, hey, this is the best time to host event, and this is the best time not to host event. If it's a physical event, this is the best time. Okay, this is Saturday. People don't have lectures since it's a campus. People may not have lectures, so we'll probably have our event, say, Friday evening, or probably say, Saturday evening or Saturday morning, right? You have to be analytical and be able to say, make decision based on data, or probably say what you're thinking, right? What you're seeing, not just what you think is convenient for you. The final thing is you need to have patience. Like, you need to have patience. Like, patience. Like, I think I said patience, right? Like, patience is very important. So you need to have patience. At a point in time, your middle name will have to be patience, because like many things could probably frustrate you. Either you probably have figured out maybe in your campus, you already have like, say, the HOD approval to use the event, the lab, say the lab to be able to say, to host your code lab event. And then the day of the event, imagine you didn't see the speaker, the lab attendant that is supposed to open the lab for you. Or say your speaker didn't show up, or your attendees ghost you, right? Your speaker is there, the lab attendant is there, he has opened the laboratory, your speaker is there, or it's just you, your speaker, and then every other person who signed up didn't show up. Or like you've been hosting 10 events, you've hosted 10 events over the past, say 1 year, or probably say 3 years, right? But every single time, like the set of people who come for event number 1 are different, the second set of people that come for event number 2 are different, right? Like, so you basically cannot say move from step A to B every single time you're repeating the same thing, or probably say you think the time you invest in running the community is more than the output you've seen, because the people are not really making use of the resources. Like, so things like this are things you need to be patient about. It takes time to run a community, to bring people together, but your passion, your personal skills will really be important for you to grow your community. And then you have to be patient, because like patience is just everything. Like every community manager is patient, and you understand, if you probably have been an admin in a WhatsApp group, like, and you tell people, hey, post only things that are going to be like that are related to the topic, and then you see people posting different things, I think you'll be able to understand why I'm saying you have to be patient and patient and patient, right? But like that's how it goes. So how can you sustain a community? So you start a community, you have people joining the community, and then you're wondering, okay, so it's been a year, it's been 2 years, so how can we sustain? How do we ensure that this community remains here even after my years in the university? You definitely will want to come back into your alma mater and see that, hey, the community you said when you're in year 1 or year 2 is still active right now that you've left school. So people have continued this. So you have to, how do you sustain this community, right? The most important thing is to create value for people, right? Your members will always come back if you're creating value for them. If it's a developer community and they know the group that you created, probably say, give them, say, share job openings to them, or say the group is able to answer you. You have people in the group that answer their questions when they have problem, or probably say their thought. People share their thoughts and opinions and stuff like this. Things that are valuable for community members. For developers, it could be coupons. For say some developer tools, for courses, job openings from companies, and being able to provide real life solution to some problems they're facing is what will keep members in your group, right? I have seen cases whereby I've been in a group and I've seen redundant people who are not active. And I have decided to like, hey, people want to join this group. And I decided to remove people from the group. People who I have seen have not said a word over the past, like say, a year, right? Or probably say the past 2 years. And when I remove them, they send me a private chat and be like, hey, we're learning from the community, from the group, even though we've not been saying anything, but we've been learning from the group. So why are you removing us? And stuff like this. Like, I thought you're not getting value since you're not saying anything. But the people feel like, oh, they're still active in the group, even without being active, they still read through, they still learn from the group, right? We're creating value for them. Is the reason why they did remove themselves from that group, even though they removed themselves from 500 different groups, or they have 1,000 groups, and then they're still there because like the group creates value for them. So if you create group value for your community, people will always want to remain as part of your community and always want to come back, right? Also, portray the right values. If it's a physical event, if it's a physical community in your sense, like, okay, the campus, if your school is back physically and you create, it's a physical community, you host events and stuff like this, please, what you should sell to members of the community is what they're learning. The value is on the goal, right? You're trying to help them reach the goal, right? Do not try to make people feel like, hey, this community here shares food on every event. We're coming to the event to come and eat food and collect swag. That should not be the value of your community. The value of your community should be based on what you're able to provide, like say how you're helping them achieve their goal. If their goal is to eat food, I think they should be working in a restaurant, right? And then stuff like this. So please do not be like, hey, if you attend our event, we're going to probably say provide funds for you, like probably say provide swag, give you food, and we're going to pay you. And it shouldn't be about certificates, right? Like one thing I see students are very, very interested in is getting a certificate. So even at the GDSC community, yes, we ask members, they'll probably say GDSC needs to provide certificate to only people who didn't just attend event, or probably say code labs or workshop series, but people who are able to build something with the knowledge they've learned. So if a GDSC lead is going to give you a certificate for attending Android Study Jam, for example, you must have completed the course and have built something that can be seen, right, before you get a certificate. Not just because you attend an event, you just get a certificate of attendance. No, we give you a certificate for completion of course, only if the leads see what you've been able to do, right? You have like an app to show that, hey, this is what you learn and this is what you put into building. Even for the GDSC leads, we don't just give them here certificate for being, we don't just recognize them for being GDSC leads at the end of the tenure by giving them a certificate. They have to be able to work. We need to see them build a community, probably or continue to like grow the community having built by their predecessor, and we're able to see them say host like a sizable number of events and get people to learn from their community before we give them certificate. Our value is not the fact that, hey, because you've applied, you've been interviewed, and you've been selected as a lead, you automatically get a certificate. Nope. You have to do a work. We need to see value, right? Our value is to help people connect with each other, learn from each other, and grow with each other. If we don't see this as something that is portrayed and probably should bring it as an opportunity to members of the community, we don't give you a certificate. So you understand, like, people attend the event because they want to eat food or they want to get swag. It shouldn't be the reason. Yes, you can attend the event because you want to network with other like-minded people, right? And then that could be like a good goal, but not because you probably come here because you want to eat food or probably so you want to get swag, right? That shouldn't be your goal. So please, as a community lead, portray the right value. Get people to understand that the most important thing is to learn from being part of the community or probably share their knowledge, and not because of what they get, probably say coupon or probably say swag or food, right? Finally, give your members a sense of belonging, and take feedback from them. That's basically what it means. If people give you feedback, hey, this doesn't usually work for us, how about we try this or try that, right? Give these people a sense of belonging, like very, very important. These people should, like your community members should see that, hey, if they give you feedback, you implement that feedback, and they have their thoughts and probably share some of their things. And if they probably tell you, hey, this is not working, this should work better, they will want to see what their suggestion implemented, because that's the only way they feel like, okay, they belong in your community, and not just, hey, this man or this lady here, things that like say whatever you say as a probably the community lead, like it's final and stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. Let members of your community have a sense of belonging, members of your team, right? Your core team, the people who help you set up a community or probably manage a community, should see that what they suggest is being implemented. It's very, very important. And if you have this, your community will always remain there. People who come in could probably bring people and can share about your community with other people. Like I think like there's this saying that a good product is a good marketing strategy on its own, right? So if you have a good community that creates value for people, people in your community will have a sense of belonging and will share with other people who have the same goal as you. So in summary, right, when you're creating a community, have a goal and ensure that people you're bringing to join your community or people who are joining your community have the same goal, and you can help each other achieve that goal, right? And remember that people start communities because they want to learn from each other. Because they want to connect with each other, and because they want to see, and then they want to grow with other people, right? So you create a community that gives people this leverage, and people will always come, right? And people will always want to join your community. And then you have to be patient. If you're running a community, you have to read through, surveys, or probably read through what you see in the community, be analytical in your decision, and ensure that you're giving people value for being part of your community, right? And then portray the right value, not just, hey, as you create value for people, as people think, the value that people see in your community is not to get swag and get food, except if it's food eating, if it's an eating group that you're creating, or probably eating community and stuff like this, or probably foodie communities and stuff like that, right? That shouldn't be what should lead your community. So, thank you so very much for joining the call. Like I mentioned, Timothy will be sharing a link at the end of this session, at the end of airing this session, so you can use that link to ask any question, or you can send me a question directly on my Twitter handle at Auwal MS, and I'll do my best to respond to you as soon as possible. thank you so very much for joining the call. And I'll see you guys around. Bye.
All right. So thank you all for joining that session. And thank you all for, actually sticking with us and paying attention to that. So that brings us to the end of our session. And we thank Auwal a lot for the talk he gave about building communities. So if any one of us has questions, we can actually, drop the questions here based on Auwal's talk. We can drop the questions here, and we'll get these questions to Auwal. And yeah, from what he said, we'll be having a Twitter space later on to answer questions like that. So the floor is open for us to ask our questions right now.